Greetings. Before I say anything else, I want to let you know, first of all, that I'm doing this column entirely of my own volition. No one has forced me or pressured me into this. I wanted to do it. Is that how you wanted me to say that? Okay. I want to address some controversy that I generated last week with a column that I wrote. And I was writing last week about a false rumor that there was not going to be jamming permitted at Spigma at the Sheraton Music City in Nashville. Of course, we know it was false. Anyone who was there was plenty of jamming there. And I wanted to write about this because I thought it was potentially damaging to the event. It's an important event, and if enough people believe that, they wouldn't show up. So I wanted to write about that. My intentions were good, but in writing about it, I made some pretty big errors I want to address with you honestly. I suggested that the rumor originated with an actual fake bluegrass news site, and I mentioned other fake bluegrass sites that have cropped up and were manufacturing false stories about bluegrass music intentionally to deceive us in the bluegrass community. Well, this is very upsetting to some people, and understandably, the idea that outsiders would deliberately try to deceive us. And other readers went further and searched out these websites only to discover that they didn't actually exist. Now, I'm here to admit today that that is unfortunately true. Those websites don't exist. They never existed because I made them up. In other words, my story about fake bluegrass news was in fact fake bluegrass news. And for this, I am deeply, deeply sorry. Maybe not the two deeplies, but one deeply anyway. I feel bad about it. And I'm going to take some steps to make sure this doesn't happen in the future. There was also a suggestion that I worked politics into this column, and I would never do that. But upon rereading it, I can see how people might have interpreted some things that way. For example, I used the word Colorado, which could be controversial to some, even a code word in some circles. So I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I strive always to be politically neutral. I recognize this is a politically sensitive time that we live in. I'm just going to take a different approach about this column in the future based on this feedback. I realize that bluegrass music is serious business, and there's really not a place for jokes about it. And so I'm going to keep things serious, keep things uplifting, and more importantly, keep things true and accurate. For example, next week I'm going to write a story about a family band in Florida that saved a little puppy from an alligator or a very large snake. And that'll be next Wednesday. But in the meantime, I want to let you know that I am going to make sure that everything is 100% accurate through the use of a fact-checking panel that I've put together. I want to let you know who's on this panel. We've got Dallas Wayne from Sirius XM. He used to play bluegrass music with Special Consensus. Also, Junior Williams from Newtown is going to help out on the panel, and Beyonce, pop artist, and the Dalai Lama. And if he can't make it, Hulk Hogan will stand in. I should say that none of these people have formally agreed to do this. I haven't actually talked to them, but I feel pretty confident that they'll be willing to do it. So starting next week, everything that I write will be cleared first through this panel so that you can be assured that everything I write will be 100% true and accurate. I want to thank Bluegrass Today for sticking with me, for not accepting my letter of resignation I submitted a few days ago, and for their forgiveness. I want to thank you for your understanding and your forgiveness and for continuing to read. So thank you very much for your time.